Dear students, we are learn yesterday's lecture is diversities in Indian society. For example, racial diversity, class diversity, caste diversity, linguistic diversity, etc. And today we are going to learn the unity in diversity in India. Unity is uniformly together as a nation. India is a country where people from diverse social locations function as a society. It is not as though so conflict exists. Indian society is characterized by integration of the plural traditions and cultural practices that give it a sense of oneness. This assimilation of diverse tradition is enabled by the constitutional mandate of India to remain a secular society. There have been phases where the secular nature of Indian society has been questioned. Nonetheless, Indian society has demonstrated much accommodation and resilience. According to Dr. D.P. Singhal in his books India and World Civilization, unity in diversity is a theme that runs through the entire course of Indian history. There is so much diversity in India along lines of region, language, religion, caste, etc., that a picture of unity becomes complex. However, through all these differences, there are cross-cutting solidarities which help us as a nation to combine and recombine. What does this mean? And India has always assimilated strands of different cultures that it came to contact with, and at the same time has retained the essentials of its own. This is fact that has struck several foreign scholars also. Despite numerous inventions, the people have managed to maintain the spirit of the past. From early times, as far back as 2000 years ago, there has been attempt to bring about political unity of India. Towering examples are emperors Ashoka, Harshavardhan, Vikramaditya and Akbar. The fact that Indians today, despite their differences, have adopted to political democracy indicates the underlying unity in diversity. One important point is that the Indian people have never regarded diversity as a problem, but more as a treasure to be cherished. The inner strength of India lies in our ability to accommodate variety and multiplicity within the framework of larger unity. It is the sign of a healthy organism that the processes of integration and differentiation go on side by side. This is indicative of civilizational unity. In other words, of DP Singhal, the forces of unity are like the red blood corpuscles whose proportion in the bloodstream should neither rise above nor fall below a certain point. To preserve this balance is not an easy task. Means this is the process of unity in India. The process of unity in India, at the root of all the coexisting diversities, there exists an underlying unity. This has created a composite culture decisively pan-Indian in nature. Unity implies oneness or a sense of oneness, meaning integration. However, unity does not mean uniformity, which implies similarity. The bond of unity in relation to India's heritage in a certain underlying uniformity of life has been reflected in the observation of many foreigners too. Unity amidst diversity is visualized in the geopolitical sphere. Institution of pilgrimage, tradition of accommodation, tradition of interdependence, emotional bondings, etc. Means this is called as a unity. The concept of secularism in the Indian context is particularly useful, given the nature of our religious plurality. In India, secularism implies respect and tolerance for all the people of the faiths. This is beautifully encapsulated in terms Sarva Dharma Samabhav. India has been and continues to be a land with multiple faith systems. This necessarily includes acceptance of people who do not subscribe to only any religious identity, customs, or practice, but who may express their loyalty and commitment to secular values such as scientific endeavor, humanitarianism, humanism, and so forth. Why do we need unity? Because India is a diverse country. This is the flag of India, the map of India, and the word secularism in India. This is our country, Indian. The word INDIAN. What do you mean? And the meaning is secularism. Sarva Dharma Samabhav. All peoples are equal. All the religious peoples are unitedly work together. That's why Hinduism means I. Jainism means Jainism. And D, Buddhism. I, Sikhism. I means A, Islam. And Christianity. What is the meaning of secularism? Secularism means all the peoples are equal. Those who are already Indian. Hinduism, Jainism, Buddhism, Sikhism, Islam, and Christianity, all the people are Indian. And other religious people belongs to the Indian country, Indian society. All are equal. Means Sarva Dharma Samabhav. Why do we need unity? Because this is a necessity of our country to strengthen and enrich our cultural heritage. to protect the multiple diversities of Indian society, to protect human rights of all citizens, to boost workplace, organizational, and community morals, for effective and inclusive communication, for conflict resolution, for peaceful coexistence, for the welfare of people irrespective of their caste, creed, gender, sex, race, economic class, culture, etc., for prosperity of our land and its people. Another picture is here. United we stand. Everybody's are stand up for our country because we are the people of India solemnly accepted our constitution and secularism. That's why we are equal in the status of religion. Factors that have contributed towards a sense of unity. These are geographical unity, religious unity, political unity, linguistic unity, and cultural unity. We will discuss one by one. First one is geographical unity. India, like every other country, has its own boundaries that are natural. In the north stands the great Himalayas, and the water bodies on the other sides of Indian peninsula. Climate conditions vary to a large extent in different parts of country, though the overreaching monsoon season connect the whole of the country. Means geographically we are together. Interestingly, the term monsoon originates from the Arabic word mausam, coined by the Arab traders who did business with the various kingdoms in this region. One would find some kind of unity in the agrarian cycle, such as the sowing season and the harvest season. The natural resources such as rivers, minerals, and forest cut across the length and breadth of India. Sharing of these sources give the people a sense of oneness. Geographically together means the boundaries of our country is same. Festivals such as Onam in Kerala, Makar Sankranti in Western Maharashtra, Western and South India, Pongal in Tamil Nadu, Baishakhi in Punjab, and Bihu in Assam revolve around the harvest season. Means geographically India is together, and the unity of geographical unity is a strength of our country, because geography means land, and land is a diverse, but this one is a sense of unity. Next one is religious unity. Although various religious groups in India present external difference, it is not impossible to trace some commonly shared elements. Each religion preaches fundamentally religious faith and share a belief in the value of life. Benevolence, piety, and virtues such as honesty, simplicity, goodness, etc. India is a land of diverse religious faiths. We are discussed a honor before the first united we stand, as well as secularism. Miss religious unity in India finds it its expression through places of worship scattered all over the country. Visitors from India and abroad throng to religious places of Hindus in Badrinarayan in the north, Dwarka in the west, and Rameshwaram in the south, as well as in Puri in east, the Golden Temple of Sikhs in Amritsar, the Christian church at Velankani, the Jewish synagogues in Fort Kochi, shrines of Muslim saints, Ajmer Dargah, etc. The festivals such as Kumbh Mela, Feast of Mother Mary, Kurukshetra Festival, Ganpati, Durga Puja, Muharram, Trispuram, etc. attracts lakhs of people of all faiths year after year. Despite differences of individual religious practices, religious celebration and days continue to represent the religious unity in this vast country. See, the picture is here, geographical unity, sharing the sources, a sense of oneness, dancing in Assam, Bengal, Bhangra in Punjab, Makar Sankranti in Maharashtra and western parts of India. Means the festival is related to the oneness. The different parts of geography, but all the festivals are the strength or is unity of our geography. Next one is religious unity. We are discussed right now, just like Ravan Dahan. Yeah, the Muslim women, especially making the Sri Krishna, because this is the faith of our country. All the religions are together as a one flower, one tree, but the roots are different. Unity in diversity. And the matter of fact is here, the Muslim woman carries her son dressed as a Lord Krishna for a school function on the occasion of Janmashtami in Patna. Means doesn't matter which we are belongs to. Everybody's are equal. We are believing Allah. Yeah, some one people are believing all the other gods and goddesses. Ravan Dahan in Hinduism, Muslim religion is Eid, but the strength is here. Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Isai, hum sab hai bhai bhai. That type of strength is given by the religious unity. Just like is here geographical unity, religious unity, and particularly the places Dwarka, Rameshwaram, Jagannath Puri and Kedarnath, east, south, north and west. This is the places where worship by the Hindus people. Political unity. The political unity, but on or before, the role is Puran festival Kerala's. This one is already studied. The role of religion in social integration. And the integration is related to this. Dr. M.N. Srinivas examined the role of religion in social integration. As a binding force among individuals and groups. He refers to 3 points. First one is relation between different caste and religious groups at the village level and the local level. Second one is the general role of religion in the economic development of the country. Third one is religion and socio-economic privileges. There are as an association between religious communities and specific economic function they perform. The spread of various communities all over the country and diversification of their economic activities have strengthened the process of social integration. Means the Dr. M.N. Srinivas was highlighted and stress the point is social integration is must, then national integration. Means people are together with their geography, with their religion, then our country's strength is more. And then the next point is, first point we are already discussed, the geographical unity. Geographical unity is here. Next, religious unity. Next one is political unity. India is a plural society, both in letter and spirit. It is rightly characterized by its unity and diversity. National unity and integrity have been maintained even though sharp economic and social inequalities have obscured the emergence of an egalitarian society. The 5-year plan and several developments schemes were geared up towards uplift the poor and weaker section of the society as whole. Means we are work together as a political unity. The Constitution of India has established the rule of law throughout the country. All citizens are equal. All religions are equal and subject to the same authority. Religion, language, region, caste, gender, or community is no longer the basis of spatial social status, power, or privileges. The weaker section of society, the scheduled caste, the scheduled tribes, the notified tribes, other backward classes, religious and linguistics and sexual minorities have been given special concession for their ameliorations, for their upliftments. Colonial exploitation has been replaced by the process of development and an egalitarian ideology, means the political unity also. Now the next last point of this one is linguistic unity. Linguistic unity means that every language in the country, whether regional or national language, must be treated equally. The Indian state recognizes linguistic diversities and also makes special provision to protect and support some of the languages and dialects that are on the verge of extinction. The 3-language formula we will discuss later, to be continued for the next lecture. Thank you.